As far as the silt and stuff, that's part of the reason that the boards haven't gone back on. And I think even the group that had been requesting that have come to that realization. That at this point they really wouldn't serve a purpose because the silting is higher than what the boards would be to hold the water back.
And the Wapsie
And
River
that's why-
Independence chapter has come
Yes.
together, started two weeks ago or last week, I forget the name of the meeting tomorrow night, working towards the watershed organization
Authority.
through the county and through organizations upstream and certainly downstream. To try to begin to start work to change the river, to make it more accessible, to more obvious for recreational purposes, etc. But that's not something that can be done overnight. And the dam has no place. There's nothing and nothing at all about the dam going away as a result of that effort. In fact, it would stay. It would be there as long as we can get rid of or to reduce the amount of siltation in the river, which is going to take. It's going to be a mass undertaking.
I don't know. Can we go back and revisit it, or is it a done? What do the rest of the people think?
I think it reverts right back to what we've been talking about, getting this stuff all shoved at us and shotgun through in one meeting. We had to have 2 or 3 meetings.
We've
On new
actually,
business,
you should be aware because you've been on the board for a while, but we've actually been addressing this and discussing this for probably
Since
2
August
years.
of last year, since July of last year, when it was submitted
When
for
we
request.
had a thing of several trails and things that we were working on, and then this was something that we were able to get a grant for. So this is not an overnight thing. You have had that information in the last 2 years when you've been on the board. Mike would be new and not understand it, and we've brought to you as much as we can as we're going along is what we're doing.
I wasn't in favor of it to begin with.
Well, then that would be a reason why you're not still, so.
But that's different than not knowing about it.
Right, yeah.
That's true, but you
Yeah.
know, it's just so many things that officially we get one shot at this. Once that shot's done, we're done. Yeah, we're dead.
We have lots of projects that we work on for year, 2 years, trails, different things that takes that long just to work on them and even to write the grants for them. So, and this is something we have been doing for that length of time.
Years ago, didn't there have to be 2 readings on new business?
I
Maybe
wasn't
3.
here years ago, so I have no
No.
idea.
I'm talking about when you was in the military, John. You weren't paying no attention.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm talking about years ago.
No.
When you was in NEPA.
Obviously, you must be older than me, since today's your
Well, I had
birthday.
a birthday, so
But,
maybe I am today.
but I don't know, and at this point, we really can't deal with years ago. We have to deal with tonight and what's on the table.
I know I
So-
had a project one time that was voted in unanimously, and then 2 weeks later, I get a notice that it was voted out. And they
Oh.
had to have 3 readings back then.
Again, that's back then. I have
Right.
no idea. I don't have
That's
any
back
history
then.
of them.
I'm suggesting maybe we look at
So,
changing.
unless you have something different, I think we should just have the vote. If you don't want to vote for it, that's your choice, but, so. We do have a motion and a second on that resolution, and now we would take a roll call for it, please.
Linius,
No.
Vaughn,
Nope.
Hill,
Yes.
Dallenbach,
Are you awake over there?
I am, I'm just
Okay.
thinking.
Sorry.
So what,
We are on the resolution approving the plans, specs, form of contract, et cetera, for the Riverwalk Portage and Extension Project.
I understand that part.
Okay. The next part will be taken separately.
Right, I know. So being this only bid that we had that came in, how high, that was how much?
it was $170,000 higher than what the estimate was.
Okay. And the rest of if we don't get any other bids higher or is estimated or below, it doesn't go?
It gets delayed, and I've got some information here I can impart at this moment if it'll help you in this situation. At the Independence Community Enhancement Team meeting last Thursday, Laura Friest from RC&D, who had helped write or wrote the REAP grant from which we got the $100,000. We talked about the problem with the bid being as high as it is, and my concern obviously is we need to do something with that grant dollar figure. We have to either take it or turn it back. Or we can ask for an extension on it so that we can issue this, we can request bids in spring. That's the primary reason, and again, we'll get to that, the primary reason for them we're not getting the bids, and in this particular instance, that this one bid was as high as it is, simply because the project starts as late in the summer as it does. Their contractors are already getting their stuff together early, they don't necessarily have time to plug something in, it's obviously gonna take a little bit of time to get done. I'm gonna be in touch with, the folks at Iowa DNR to request an extension to the grant dollars, and also provide the information about, well, anyway, just to extend that to them. Laura doesn't seem to think there'll be a problem getting that.
Okay.
So and again, we would let the bid process begin February, March timeframe or whatever. The expectation would be that the bids would come in at or below the estimated cost. If it comes in again above the estimated cost, then apparently we did something wrong.
Okay.
So.
As long as we're not going over it, this one that we did get, we're not accepting, correct?
Right.
Or-
Or that'll be the next
That'll be
item.
the next resolution right
Right.
after this one's finished.
All right, then yes for now.
Okay.
Brown,
Yes.
Holland.
Yes.
Motion carried. Now, to the resolution awarding the contract for the Riverwalk Portage and Extension Project. And Mr. Crawford, would you like to come forward and address that for us, please?
John Crawford with Crawford Engineering, 205 Second Avenue Northeast in Independence. Well, as you know, we had one responsive bidder. We had plans out to 3 other contractors that I expected to bid. Peterson Construction in Rhinebeck, Blazik out of Lawler, and Taylor Construction out of New Vienna. And all of them, I specifically asked them if there was, some kind of a problem with the plans, and really the only problem that they repeated was the completion date, because it was too early in the year for them. Peterson and Taylor said they like to do this kind of work through the winter, and they'd certainly take a look at it again if we had a completion date of like June 1 of next year, where they could get started on it. And they use insulated forms, and they'd work right through the winter months on it. And of course, when it got too cold, they'd quit, and then they'd finish it after it thawed out in March or April. So that was their approach to it. They said with being able to start it 1st of August or thereabouts, that they just couldn't fit it into their schedule. And the other contractor from Lawler had some problems with personnel. He didn't have his concrete crew, so he didn't bid it. But the others said they'd take another look at it. Chick-fil-A, the one that did bid, he was a little concerned about the time frame and whether if the river had come up on him. And he had a price there on concrete that was a lot higher than what we'd estimated. He said over half of that was renting gang forms, which is a big set of forms that they move with cranes, and it wouldn't take them so long to form the project up. And he said renting those gang forms was an expensive item for him. And contractors that do this kind of work, sometimes they do that. Some of them don't have all the form work for this type of a job. So, but as far as the plans, I don't think we'd materially change them or anything. If we were gonna go to rebidding it, we might change